Welcome to the world of API, that is API. So this is the first part of seventh module. So here we are gonna deal with API, and for that to deal and handle the API well, we are going to use Postman. So what is a Postman? Postman is a API platform for building and using APIs. Postman simplifies each step of the API lifecycle and streamlines collaboration so you can create better APIs faster. So what are we going to learn here? So we will look into some of the uh, fundamental concepts of Postman first. Then slowly we will install the Postman, and after the installation of Postman, we will run through Postman user interface. Every component, every uh, inch of Postman, we are going to look into that when we run through Postman UI, and after that. We will look into what all tools are there. Example, Postman API tools such as Postman can be used for designing the API, testing the API, documenting the API, and mocking the API, and basically mocking to the sharing. So, and there are a lot of actions that can be done through API. So, all we will do. Then after that, we will look into the API client. Then we will start our activities or exercises. Begin with we'll make our first request, first API request or API call. Then after that, we will create our first collection. Then we will use some of the Scratchpad tool in API in Postman. Then we will create our first workspace. Then after that, we'll look into how to import and export data. Then we will also use we'll deep dive into the sending requests, such as we'll look into the each concept. We will look into how to create a request and what all details it consists of, headers, parameters, authentication, everything. We are going to look into everything, and response size and what is the response, what all parameters a response consists of, in depth, in detail. I'm going to give you loads of knowledge. So in addition to that, we will look into the variables and grouping the requests using collections, then environments, setting up the environments, then visualizing the responses, then the most important NoSQL type of database, that is GraphQL, querying with GraphQL also we are going to look, and then using WebSocket requests, that we will do, using SOAP requests, that also we are going to do. And after that, we will jump into the running collections. We will deep dive into the running collections. In that, we will use the collection runner and we'll schedule the collection runs. Then we will view the scheduled collection runs and more. And we will also do triggering the runs with webhooks. Then we'll see how to import data files. Then after that, we will look into how Postman can be used for designing the API, documenting the API, and most importantly, testing the API. In testing the API specifically, we will also be look into how to write a test scripts and how to automate the workflows with the collection runner, then how to capture HTTP requests, and finally we will look into some test script examples.